Hi everyone, it's Melanie here from the Halton Hills Chamber of Commerce, and we are bringing another member spotlight to you. So I'm really familiar with this organization, but there are a lot of people in our area that are not. So today I'm so happy to be joined by Marc Clare, who's the executive director for the Halton Learning Foundation. Marc, you're coming to us from Burlington, I assume, down in your offices there.
Yes, we are located in Burlington, but we service all over Hull. So yeah,
Sure, that's awesome. So I love the work that you do, and Halton Learning Foundation was the winner of our not-for-profit organization of the year a couple of years ago, and so well deserved. But why don't you give us the headlines on what Halton Learning Foundation does, and who you're looking to help, and then how we can help you as a chamber community.
yeah. So essentially, we are helping students within the Halton District School Board who might have a financial barrier to learning success, and we know that poverty remains a powerful factor in whether a student succeeds in school. So we're trying to help them with those financial barriers. Might be a barrier, might be access to proper food or clothing or um, eyeglasses or being able to pay for a school trip fee or sports team fee, those kinds of things.
Yeah, and I think it's so powerful. I've been to your offices and I see the stories behind your organization and I remember hearing a story of a student who had never been on a field trip before and was so excited because HLF was able to take care of that fee for them and I just think of how many doors that opens for that student.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, if you think back to your own, school experience, if you were involved in extracurricular activities, they're so valuable in being able to provide an additional learning opportunity, whether it's a trip to the science center or a being able to access safety shoes for a co-op placement, or being able to join that sports team, because there are so many great opportunities to connect with your peers, to connect with mentoring adults. Yeah, lots of great opportunities.
Yeah, and I think it's so impactful when you talk about things like glasses, how many kids are sitting in classes and can't read the board and are struggling, for something that a lot of us just take for granted because we have insurance that covers it and we have parents that could cover that cost. So talk to me a little bit about how the students find you. So is it a referral from a teacher? What does that process look like?
Yeah, so really it's the staff of the school that will
Students all
identify a
all
student
over.
or family in need. Maybe it's a teacher, maybe it's a social worker, maybe it's a principal, vice principal, guidance counselor, child and youth counselor. Any of those staff people can submit an application on behalf of a student who is in some financial need. And so it's a really easy process. It's an online application through the Halton Learning Foundation website. And typically the help is in the hands of the students within a day or two. So it is financial assistance. Typically it's in the form of a gift card. We often will use Walmart gift cards. They're electronic because they're quick. You can get them to people really quickly. This year, actually, we have in the Acton area, we have started. We purchased some Giant Tiger gift cards because there's not a Walmart in Acton, and so Giant Tiger has some good options there for students to be able to purchase
Mhm.
things that they need.
So you're really community specific. And do the educational staff, do they need permission from the parents to apply for this funding? Or is it something they can take care of in the school?
Yeah, so the schools will take care of it, and I think typically the schools will liaise with the students and the families to make sure that you know they're okay. And a lot of times it takes swallowing your pride a little bit, right? To be able to accept help.
Mhm.
And but you know, the staff at the school do connect with the students and with the parents, um, just to say, hey, this is something we want to do, something we want to help. It is highly confidential.
Mhm.
We want to make sure that we're respecting the dignity of the students and the families. And so, you know, and really we're relying on the discretion of the school to say, hey, yeah, this student really is in financial need. We're not asking for any paperwork on, you know, copies of pay stubs or rent receipts or anything like that. It is through the discretion of the school that that we're depending on.
But what a great resource for them to be able to turn to HLF for support, especially for those emergency needs, right? Like, so maybe it's, it's not ongoing funding, but like you said, it's it's maybe it's the pair of swim trunks so you can be on the swim team, or it's help in applying for university because that can be expensive. So, those funds can go towards that. So, how many students do you help in Halton? And let's talk maybe specifically about Georgetown and Acton, how many schools you're supporting.
Yeah.
We do hear from a lot of people that they think poverty doesn't exist in our neck of the woods, and you and I both know that it does. It just sometimes goes hidden.
Yeah. So last year overall in Halton, we helped just over 2,000 students. And that's about a 40% increase compared to the previous year.
Oh my goodness.
So far this year, we are 1,930 students.
It's not even the end of March.
It's not even the end of March. So we are about 500 students ahead of where we were the same time last year.
Right. Oh my goodness.
And you know, specifically Halton Hills, there's about 150 students make up that from that number. So there is a need. And you know, Halton is an affluent community, absolutely, but there are definitely pockets of need in every community. And you know, the reality is that, you know, sometimes families find themselves in a situation. You know, maybe it's you know, a health crisis of some sort. A parent gets diagnosed with cancer or some other illness, and so they're not able to work. And then the parent that is working is helping take care of them, so they're not able to earn an income as well. You know, sometimes there's intimate partner violence that happens where somebody is fleeing from a situation.
Mhm.
You know, we've got this situation where we have two refugee students who are refugees from Ukraine. You know, mom is working multiple jobs to make ends meet, but you know, kids need, you know, these kids happen to need winter boots and school supplies, right? So there's all these really challenging situations that families are experiencing.
I love that they don't have to apply to prove need, that it's a quick solution, because sometimes that can be a barrier in and of itself. We talked about the dignity of the process. Sometimes you just need a helping hand. Okay, so we've talked about who your clients are and who you help. So now let's talk about how we can help you. So I would assume you need some funding to make this all happen. So is your funding mainly sponsors? Is it the government? What does that look like?
Yeah, so really we rely on the generosity of the community. We don't receive any funding through the ministry or directly through the school board. We receive in kind support
Mhm.
through the Halton District School Board. Our office space is an in kind service that they provide, and there's a number of other things that they provide in kind. But it is really the generosity of the community in donations from individuals, corporations. We do have some sponsorship opportunities. Um, you know, grants. And so really for us, you know, it is the support from the community that we rely on that allows us to continue to say yes to helping you know, these 1,950 student requests so far this year. And it, you know, if the need keeps projecting, it's going to be another 35-40% over where we were last year, which was just an incredible year in and of itself. So yes, we need the community's help.
Yeah, and it sounds like that. Uh, you've got different opportunities to plug in, you know, depending on, you know, the size of the company and how much that they can help. So what I can do is when we publish the video, we'll make sure to, if you want, we can link your sponsorship opportunities so that, you know, people can take a look at that. And, you know, we always tell our members this, you know, no amount is too little, right? So every little bit helps. And, you know, it takes a community to make something big happen. And that's one of the reasons I wanted you to come on today so we could chat about this. Is I just think the work that you do is so impactful and not well known up in Halton Hills. So we're trying to help you beat the drum and get people to know about HLF and you know how they can make a donation and feel good about that, but also know of the good work you're doing in the neighborhood.
Well, thanks, Melanie. I appreciate that, and you know, very much appreciate the community support as well.
Well, I know I'll be seeing you at a business after hours soon, and you guys do such good work here. So we'll make sure that all of your contact info is listed. Is there anything you want to leave us with today? Any, you know, any poignant stories maybe that have come across your desk in the last, since you started your tenure?
Yeah, so actually, most of our gift cards that we provide to students are a virtual gift card, and that allows them, it allows the family to be able to choose, you know, the food that's suitable for their family, or the clothing that's suitable for their family, or things that they may not be able to get from other community supports. There was a school. Sometimes schools or students can benefit from a physical gift card, and so we have some of those here at the office. A teacher came by a couple of weeks ago, and I was picking up two of those, and she said Mom was in tears when she learned that she would be receiving some gift cards. And because mom said that it's been really challenging
Yeah.
for her to have enough money to buy food for her two children. And so she very much appreciated that. And to me, that really it really resonated with me that this is why we're doing what we're doing, and why we're asking for the support from the community so that we can continue to say yes to these kinds of supports.
That's awesome. And I heard a rumor that you've never said no.
Yeah, that is correct. We work with the school, right? It's
Yeah.
you know, if it's, we have a list of things that fall within our mandate.
Mhm.
If there is something that comes across our desk, something that falls outside of that mandate, we try to work with them and say, okay, well, you know, if the, you know, for example, you know, medical expenses, we don't cover medical expenses, but if a family is spending money on medical expenses, then they probably need some support for food, and that's something that we can absolutely support. So and we work with you know, we are quite aware of other community supports around that might be helpful for families as well. So we like to have these discussions with schools on these situations.
That's super. Well, I have taken enough of your time today. Thank you so much for sharing with us your mandate and how you're helping our community. And we'll make sure all your contact info is there so people can reach out and lend a hand. Thanks so much, Marc.
Awesome. Thanks, Melanie. Appreciate it.